What's up, guys? Visual here, but you can call me James, and welcome to the fourth episode of GFX Podcast. On this episode, we actually have a featured guest, Stephen Van, also a fellow YouTuber. And in this episode, we are going to be talking about how to stay motivated as a designer, not only as a designer, but also as a YouTuber or a photographer, videographer, whatever creative field you are in. And yeah, that's basically what we're going to be discussing in this podcast. As always, you can go ahead and minimize the tab, listen in, or if you want to watch, because of course I have my face cam on as well. So yeah, Stephen, is there anything you'd like to introduce yourself about your channel? Or
so I started my YouTube channel doing graphic design tutorials. I've later expanded to photo and video recently in the past year, but a majority of my subscriber base is actually from my graphic design videos, and I've done a couple of videos with visual over the past couple of years since I started my channel, and yeah, I'm happy to be on here.
All right, so the first thing I think we should talk about is obviously under the topic of how to stay motivated, to ensure that you have a goal, whether that be on your YouTube channel or whether that be with just your graphic design, is to make sure you have a goal or something just basically to work towards, whether that be, examples could be like reaching 5,000 subscribers on YouTube, or maybe designing for a large client, anything like that.
Yeah, so for me, I don't really do as much design work now. I do a lot of photos, so I have a lot of goals in mind. So one big goal I have is to go on tour with an artist. So that would be dope. Yeah, I consistently work towards that by going to shows. Even if I don't have a media pass, I'll still go just for the opportunity that, you know, an artist will see it, or another artist will see it. And so that's one big goal I have. And so I've attended like a bunch of concerts recently just for that goal. So that's what I'm working towards. I've gotten a lot of artists who have actually like reposted my work and like on their Instagram, on their Twitter. Yeah. So that's good. And I made a video on how Post Malone followed me.
Yeah, I saw that one. Yeah.
So you know, sick. That's how I stay motivated. And when something like that pays off by, you know, someone retweeting me or like the artist seeing it, that motivates me to go to more shows, to, you know, up my level. And even with my YouTube channel, I'm about to hit 100K, and that was a big goal for me. And I've always worked towards that. And like I've kind of like stopped uploading as consistently, but because I want to reach higher than 100K now, I'm now starting to upload more. So and, you know, getting involved with the community. So that's why I'm on this podcast, and I'm starting to do more collaborations for that reason, for the reason that, you know, I want to get more subscribers in order to reach more people. And yeah, so I guess like Visual said, it's very important to have goals, whether that's 100 subscribers, 1,000 subscribers, you know, 5,000. And it doesn't even have to be a number goal, just something you want to do, something you want to reach.
Well, one of my goals at the moment, like I've been getting into like trying other types of design, which is definitely like a really good tip if you want to stay motivated, is to try like basically different types of design if you are a designer. And I've been getting into like album covers, and I find them really, really enjoyable to like design. And a lot of the well, not all the time, but a lot of the time I've done ones for, like, I made the one for T Grizzly, and he actually liked it, and he commented on it, and that was like really motivating for me.
Yeah, I actually started like last year I started to do album covers just for fun, like concept ones. And I think that's how I kind of started to get into concert photography, because I've always had a love for music, and so I wanted to do something related in my design. So I started making like concept covers, and people started liking it. So I was like, oh, what's another way I can integrate like my interests with like design, another interest of mine. I got into photography and like different types of creative fields, and not just design. I went to photo and video just recently, like I mentioned before. So there's just a lot of ways you can kind of tie your interests together. And I think, you know, discovering new things and just testing with new things can keep you motivated. Because once you find, once you kind of explore and you find something else you like, you're gonna put all your effort into that.
Yeah,
and
that's
then,
when like the motivation kicks in.
Yeah, that's when the motivation kicks in. So if you constantly keep just discovering new things, you're constantly going to be motivated.
I'd love to do the same as you, but in my area there is literally little to no concerts. Not even like around me. I'd have to travel like 3 hours to London to go to a concert. Do you get a lot of concerts in like where is it? You're in Canada?
I'm in Toronto. I'm in the suburbs of Toronto, so I still have to travel like an hour. It's not that bad. Like an hour to get to the concert. So I probably go to like maybe 2 or 3 concerts a month, and usually they're bigger artists. I think a lot of the work I get from like clients and different things, just honestly doing free work, and free work also gets me motivated for some reason, just like doing stuff just for the fun of it. Like a lot of times I'll
like I enjoy doing free work for like I said with the album covers, or like with YouTube channels. Like when I see like a YouTube channel that like I watch or like I really enjoy, if I have some free time, I just make like the person a banner, and then I can post it on Twitter, and then of course like if they're popular, then it's going to get a lot of attention, and as well as that, if the person does see it, then you can start working for them, and then of course you got like a big client which will help with the motivation.
Also like tying into that, like looking at what other people are doing, like people who are doing similar things to you. So a lot of the motivation I get are from other YouTubers who also make tutorials like I do. The reason I actually got into like making music videos recently is because of another YouTuber, YC Imaging, who makes tutorials on those type of things. And so I got very motivated, and like I'm motivated to make vlogs, to make like short films now, just going through YouTube and seeing all these creatives doing it. And they're just doing what they're just motivated to do this stuff, and they do it for the fun of it. And I want to get back into that. Recently I've been so consumed by like YouTube and all that sort of stuff. Like I built an audience by doing what I loved, and then later on it was sort of like, oh, let me just upload to just keep the fan base like entertained. But now I think that if I just stay motivated and just create what I want to create, it'll be better for me. And so that's sort of how I'm thinking about it now. And so like other YouTubers I see doing that kind of inspires me to do that as well. So just whatever interests I have.
Watching YouTube definitely helps like with motivation, like seeing others as well like become successful, or like seeing others work for like big clients. That's definitely like very motivating. Next point that we were going to discuss, we discussed to try new things. So whether you're a designer, maybe to get into like photography or videography, and just mess around with new things, because you never know, like if you try something new, you might actually be really good at it, and you might have passion for it, and then of course that's going to help with the motivation as well. But the next tip does sound like pretty stupid, but it's to actually make sure that you're working in a good environment, because I know that definitely does help with the motivation. Say like you've got even if it's just like a desk setup, then it just helps you stay more motivated, because you're like
so for me, I like to work at like a Starbucks or like a coffee, like a cafe or something, because it kind of like when I'm seeing other people do stuff, I kind of want to do stuff. So in a very busy environment, I like to kind of be in that. And also like when I used to kind of just go on my bed after school and just try to edit videos, but then I'd end up falling asleep, or go on my phone. I think if you just like set some space or time like out just for the work, you're gonna be more productive. Like if you're kind of like you're not really committed to it, like that's why people have studios, and why people have dedicated like spaces in their house, like
dedicated office spaces instead of like working at home.
If you just work on your couch,
that would happen in the future.
Like that's what I'm looking into, like getting like maybe open, like finding a space that can work and all that sort of stuff, like just dedicating a portion of time every day and space every day to making videos. I think if you just kind of just go with it and just like do it wherever, you won't really be as productive. Like that's what I've noticed over the past couple of years when doing work.
we've already kind of discussed this, but for motivation, definitely make sure that you are looking, especially with design. And I can tell you this, make sure you're looking at other people's work. Make sure you're following like a lot of designers, because a lot of the time you do get like designer block. I get it all the time. I don't know about you, or like just creative block basically. And you literally just don't know what to do. So make sure you're following people on Behance, or you're following people on Twitter, YouTube, that you can like watch and be inspired by, and that's definitely going to help with the motivation, because you'll be discovering new work, and you can discover like new styles of work as well. And yeah, that's really dope.
Yeah, like with Twitter, I know like there's a huge design community. Like if you're doing like gaming videos and stuff, like I know Discord is like huge, and there's a lot of community there, and like just find where your community's at. So you know, if you take photos, like Instagram, you know.
Yeah, the design community I'd definitely say is like mainly on Twitter and probably YouTube. Yeah, that's where I'd say. And as well as that though, Instagram as well, to be fair, because I've been posting like album covers on Instagram, and they've been doing like better than they've been doing on Twitter. So like, yeah, obviously Instagram is also good for growth if you are a designer, because you can obviously use the hashtags a lot more and so forth. And also it's quite a bit easier to get noticed on Instagram, I think, than like people discovering you on Twitter.
Yeah, there's just so many things you can like do, and there's so many people who create the same things you do and like do the same things you do. So like I'd like urge you guys to like connect with them. I think, I'm not sure how we like met each other, like we haven't met in real life, but how we like discover each other, I'm pretty sure it's through like a DM or a comment or something like that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and along with like a lot of the other YouTubers I've collabed with, it's literally just through Twitter or Instagram, or I comment on one of their videos or something like that, and they all do similar things to me, and they all inspire me in some way. So like there's a huge community out there, even if you don't think there is. Like Twitter was huge for me when I started out. Like a lot of my fan base was from Twitter.
Yeah, Twitter's a dope community.
So if you're like a photographer, like Instagram, videographer, like YouTube, like there's so many different platforms. Like you don't have
to, and as well as that, even if you are like, say you just are a videographer, then you can also like expand to the others as well. Like you may as well have the Twitter, and you may as well have like Instagram as well, because you can post on there, and like you never know like which one you post on that may blow up. You never know. So yeah guys, I believe that is most of the points that I have noted down covered. I'd just like to thank Stephen Van for actually featuring on the podcast episode. It was great having you on. You actually helped out a lot. I know I'm like new to this podcast thing, and you've done, I saw on your channel you've done quite a lot, so it was definitely good having you here to help.
Yeah, no problem, man.
Yeah, so hopefully you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like. That would be much appreciated. Also, if you did enjoy, please consider subscribing to the channel. I'm posting a lot of podcasts as well, and as well as that, also graphic design tutorials. So if you are interested in that, make sure to subscribe with post notifications on. And as well as that, also all of the podcasts will be linked in the description, because there is 3 other episodes, so make sure you have checked those out. And yeah, that's basically it. So hopefully you guys did enjoy. This has been Visual James and Stephen Van, and yeah, hopefully you enjoyed. Peace.